tuned into Recovery TV, the voice of hope, with your host, John J. Tassoni Jr. Discussions and information on addiction and mental health issues. Now, here's John and today's guest.
Welcome to another edition of Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. It's Christmas time. Get Narcan. Put it in your car, put it in your purse. URI has a bunch of it. You can call URI to get it. It saves lives, ladies and gentlemen. We're losing too many people. Narcan, please get it. My guests today is Paula Hudson and Leslie Price from Better Lives, Rhode Island. Just what we need, Better Lives, Rhode Island. So ladies, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Paula,
us.
I will attend to ask you some questions first.
Okay.
So tell me about Better Lives, Rhode Island.
So Better Lives Rhode Island has been around we're celebrating our 50th year of service.
Wow.
To the...
How come I never heard about this?
See, this is why we're here. We're the best kept secret
Okay.
in all of Rhode Island. And you know how hard it is to keep... You know how hard it is to keep a secret in Rhode Island.
Right.
So
So
we're
it's
very
out.
good at
It's out now. Better Lives, Rhode Island.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we've been around for 50 years. We started as a very small food pantry, serving about 100 people a month. That was in 74. In 1979, we opened up a meal site. And a big shout out to Liz and Sally, who are still running that meal site.
No kidding.
No kidding. Since 1979.
Wow, God bless them.
Exactly. They're volunteers.
Wow.
And then in 2003, we opened a homeless outreach that was started originally by a volunteer who had been homeless himself and wanted to provide services that he could have used when he was on the streets. So going from a small food pantry, serving about 100 people, last year we served over 25,000.
Wow. Tell me what the homeless outreach does, because a lot of my viewers probably don't know what the homeless outreach
So
team
we
does.
have two programs for the homeless. One is outreach, and we have case managers who literally go into the community. They go to the tent encampments. They find people on park benches. They see them on the street. They stop and ask how they can help them. We bring supplies, food, water. Water is a biggie. Clothing, dry clothes, blankets, sleeping bags, and anything else that they may need. You mentioned Narcan. Our staff always have Narcan and provide it to our clients as well, because many of them they're very good about looking after each other, and they know how to Narcan somebody. The other part of the program is our day center, where the clients come in to see us. So they'll come in to see their case manager to do their housing. Everybody wants housing, so we provide them with a housing plan. We work with them to get all of their documents that are needed for housing. And we also, while they're there, we provide them with a hot meal when they're meeting with their case managers to work on their housing plan.
You know, there's been a lot of money over the past 5-6 years pertaining to building new housing and new, that encampment that they have across from the Foxy Lady that...
The pallet shelters.
Yeah, went sour for some reason. And there's nobody in those pallets.
Not yet.
In your estimation, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but there's been millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars.
So they tell us.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Who's got it? Where's
Don't
it
know.
going?
I don't know. We have more people on the streets now homeless than we ever have
Had before.
in the history of the state.
You know, people don't realize that a lot of Rhode Islanders right now are one paycheck away
You
from
got
being
that right.
homeless. A lot. A real lot. And we need to do something about it. We just passed another bond issue. When I was in the Senate, we did the Homeless Bill of Rights, and there was monies over there that was supposed to be used for housing, and
Well, there was an interagency to end homelessness.
Right.
An interagency council that was enacted by law that never really got off the ground. And so there is a movement afoot right now to reinstate that. They were supposed to be tasked with making sure that homelessness would end, that everybody would find suitable housing.
Right.
So the stagnation, I think, is
That's a great word, stagnation.
can be, I think, relegated directly to our elected officials who haven't been enforcing what's already on the books.
You know, you say enforcing, but there's been a lot of turnover in the legislature. I think we need to go back and educate the new folks. I mean, when I came into the legislature, we had a day. We got on a bus and we went everywhere. So we knew whether we were talking to people, the ACI, the homeless groups, whatever. You knew a little bit about the agencies. They need to get back to that because there's a lot of problems. And there's going to be more problems in Rhode Island with the budget shortfall that we got
A lot more.
anticipated, over $400 million. So, you know, us as a group, you know, we need to put some pressure on the leaders to get this back in shape
Yes.
again. So these people that are making the decisions are educated on what decisions needed to be made.
Yeah.
Whether it be recovery housing, whether it be substance use and mental health, whether it be homelessness.
Exactly.
They all need to be educated.
Yes.
You know, they're educated when they have the problem within their families because we're the ones that get the call. But they're not
right.
educated when they have legislation in front of them that they need to take a look at and hopefully pass or reject.
That's right.
And you need to be educated. I mean, I tried when I was in there to educate myself because as somebody who was green that went in there was a lot to learn, and to put yourself through that and make an effort. And that's part of the problem with having a part-time legislature because they have jobs too.
Exactly.
They have jobs, they have families, you know, to be part-time and make relatively huge decisions on whether
About
it be
people's lives.
people's lives, the budget, funding, whatever it is.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
It is.
It's a big deal.
It is.
So Leslie, let me ask you something as far as being you're the board chair, correct?
I'm not the chair. I'm a new board member.
New board member.
Yes.
So you need to be educated.
I do.
So tell me about your trip to Better Lives, Rhode Island.
Well, I was looking to advocate for people. I started off at Mathewson Street on Sunday morning, just feeding the hungry. It's a great organization. And then one day I was getting my COVID shot, and my pharmacist said, "What are you going to do now that you've retired?" And I said, "You know, I really am passionate about the homeless and about the hungry, and I'd like to give back to them." And so that pharmacist connected me with Paula, and we had a conversation that was about 2 hours that first day. And in January, I joined the board of Better Lives, and I'm really very impressed with all that they do. And I've made it my personal mission to try to get their word out. I think when I say I'm volunteering for Better Lives of Rhode Island, people say, "Who?" And I want people to know the good work that Paula and her team are doing because they're really making a difference. And I really, if that's all I can do is just advocate for them. They're doing the
We're
work.
going to take a quick break, and I want to talk more about the organization when we come back. You're watching Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. We'll be right back. Better Lives, Rhode Island.
Now, back to Recovery TV with your host, John J. Tassoni Jr. Recovery TV is made possible by our supporting sponsors and our title sponsor, AdCare. Now, here's John and today's guest.
Welcome back to Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. Better Lives, Rhode Island is in the house. Hi, Paula.
Hey.
Leslie.
Hello, John.
So tell me about your food pantry. Where is it located? How many clients that you serve?
So it's located at 12 Abbott Park Place, which is just up the street from PPAC.
Okay.
We're almost in the on the campus of Johnson & Wales. We're open. We open Mondays from 3 to 6, Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 9 to 1. We serve anybody in the city of Providence, and we are partners with the Rhode Island Food Bank.
How many folks?
Do we serve?
Yeah.
Monthly, we serve between 1,500 and 2,000. It's getting more every. The numbers keep going up. And since we moved we've been in the spot that we are right now for about 18 months. And since we moved there, every week we see between 40 and 60 new families coming through to us.
Families? Is that the same location as the meal site or a different location?
Different location. Our meal site is held at 134 Mathewson Street.
That's the church?
The church.
Okay.
Yeah. Every Friday from 3 to 5. The doors open at 3. And from 3 to 5 we serve hot meals. Usually,
Different every...
yeah, we mix it up.
Thursday,
Yeah, we mix it up.
Donations, you take
We
donations?
definitely take donations.
Okay.
We operate. We have no funding for our meal site or for our food pantry.
No, we got to straighten that out.
So I have to raise the money for that. We probably would get about $20,000 from the city this coming year, for the pantry. But it cost me, if we didn't get food from the food bank for free,
Yeah.
the cost of running that food pantry is about $180,000 a year.
Wow.
Because we have overhead, insurance,
right,
staffing,
right,
you know.
right,
So,
right.
we have to raise a lot of money
And what
to
about,
keep that going.
What about direct service? What do you do for direct service?
So we have social workers that work directly for us that do case management. So Paula could probably explain that better than I could, but I know I've met Amy, one of the social workers, and she seems like a very dedicated individual. I saw her this morning helping some clients that were in need. So
How many clients do you serve on that end?
On the homeless end?
Yeah.
Last year we served, let me
think it was,
see. Last year we served about 631 homeless people. You know, anywhere from a one-time serve where they just needed a specific thing to full-on case management.
Do your case managers also help people who have substance use disorder?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
unfortunately, they're often related: homelessness, hunger, and substance use.
Many of our clients, when they hit the streets,
Are using?
well, often through no fault of their own, they're on the streets, number one,
right,
for
right.
example. They lost their housing. The rents went up, they couldn't afford it. They hit the streets, and then the reality of the streets, next thing they're using, right? Because trying to eradicate that pain and the shock of being on the streets, many are addicted through no fault of their own because of an accident, right? They got prescribed.
Surgeries,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, same old story. So I did a quick review of those that we serve, and about 72% of the clients that we serve suffer with SUD.
And alcohol now is starting to surpass
Yeah, alcohol is.
the opioid crisis
Yeah.
now. I'm getting reports from a lot of my agencies that the beds are filling up faster with alcohol use rather than opioid use.
Yeah.
And obviously because it's cheaper and it's easier
to get.
easier access. But you know, a lot of people don't realize that you can die from a detox
Oh,
from
God,
alcohol.
Absolutely.
Especially in the cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in the cold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can my viewers help you, your agency? How can they help you?
Certainly, you know, they can give us money.
Donate. You're
Donate
a
money.
501c3.
We are
Yes.
a 501c3,
Right.
absolutely. So, you know, financial donations, time donations, they can volunteer their time. They could have food drives for us within their community. They could physically come and volunteer. They could share our social media. posts so that the word gets out, so more people know about the work that we do,
Right.
and you know how important it is. We have a lot of success stories. Last year we housed, even in this economy, in this climate, we housed, permanently housed over 20 people. The year before that we housed 53.
Wow.
So we take them from wherever they are. We meet them where they are. There are no expectations when they come to us. It's like, it's up to them what they need and what they want.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, we help them reach their goals.
Now, you have a website or a phone number we can share with the viewers?
We do. We do.
We do.
www.betterlivesri.org.
Yep.
We have a Facebook page, so follow us on Facebook, or come visit our website.
Yep. Or come visit
come
our
visit us.
Yeah.
We'd love to show
Yeah.
you around.
You know, a lot of people, as you did, retire and say, you know, I can't stay home all day long. What can I do to help?
Right.
Help people who are underprivileged. Perfect example, Better Lives Rhode Island. You can help with the food, you can help with social services, you can help with sharing the Facebook page, you could help with donations. There's a lot of people
Yep.
looking for help.
And even something as simple as once a week coming in, we get a lot of clothing donations, which we put out for both our pantry shoppers as well as our homeless clients. And sorting through those clothes, the donations, and hanging
Right.
them on racks and putting them out so people can choose a couple of outfits, you
Right,
know.
right.
That's a big help.
Yeah, that is. We're gonna take a break, and I want to talk a little bit more about how my viewers can get involved in your organization, because I think it's very important that there's over 700 people sleeping on the street right now. The last count that I have, it could even be more than that. But we need to get those. It's going to be winter relatively soon.
It is now. It's pretty
And,
cold.
and,
at
and we
night.
got to get these people indoors. If not, we're going to find more people passed away on the street.
Yep.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break. You've been watching Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. We'll be right back with Better Lives Rhode Island right after these messages.
Now, back to Recovery TV with your host, John J. Tassoni Jr. Recovery TV is made possible by our supporting sponsors and our title sponsor, AdCare. Now, here's John and today's guest.
Welcome back to Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. Better Lives Rhode Island. Get on it. Get on it. Get the word out. Get them on Facebook. Get them on your Facebook page. Share it. Ladies, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for what you do, because it's very much a spoke in the wheel. You're part of the spoke. And we need to make sure that all the spokes are connected so we can get more of these homeless folks off the street and into permanent housing.
Yes, please.
You know, we need to do that.
Yep.
And, you know, your organization, 50 years, it was the best kept secret as far as I'm concerned, having you on the show today, knowing what you do, you know, with the shelter, with the food, with the meal site. It's really, you do great work.
Thank
do
you.
great
Thank
work.
you. Thank
And
you.
more people watching this show hopefully will help you donate, will help you
I hope
get
so.
clothing, will get you financial support, grant. That's what we all need. We
Yeah.
need more grants, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard work. You know, nobody wants to see anybody sleeping on a park bench
Nope.
or in between buildings.
Or in the
No.
doorway,
Right,
around
in
the
door.
sidewalk.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for joining us today, and hopefully we'll be able to help you out. Your website, Better Lives Rhode Island.
BetterLivesRI.org.
RI.org. Yep. And
Yeah.
do you have a phone number that you want to give out?
Yep. They can call the office at 401-454-7422.
Great. Well, thank you again for joining us today. Love to have you back on when I do my cycle, and then we'll talk more about what you guys are doing. So
Maybe
again,
we can talk about how many people got housed.
All right, that's a wrap. My guest next week is Juliet Hoffman from Rhode Island Hospital. Again, have a great week. If you see something, say something. Thank you for joining us.